Hey friends, Andy here. How you doing? Good to see you. Now, entering the world of investing can be intimidating, and it's hard to even know where to start. What if there was an online platform that could handle stocks, crypto, ETFs, and even retirement accounts all in one easy-to-use place? Well, my friends, allow me to introduce you to SoFi Invest. Not bad. But first, let's go ahead and skip to the conclusion of this video with a spoiler alert. SoFi Invest is a fantastic, easy-to-use platform that can meet just about any investor's needs, from beginner to professional trader. If there's one flaw to point out, it may simply be how it handles crypto. Now, it's also worth noting that while some apps out there, and I won't name any names, were restricting orders on popular stocks recently, SoFi remained open to everyone. If you want more detail than that, then stick around for the rest of the video because I'll dive into what makes SoFi unique, what the pros and cons are, and whether you should consider investing with them or not. And if while watching you get some useful info out of this video, then please invest in me by clicking that like button and consider subscribing to my channel where I cover all things money and would love to have you stick around. Okay, on to the review. Designed to compete with other commission-free stock trading apps, SoFi Invest was launched in 2018. It was a little late to the party since apps like Robinhood, Webull, and M1 Finance had already been on the market for a few years. Of course, being late isn't a bad thing as long as it's able to compete. So, does SoFi do enough to set it apart? Well, the answer is yes. That's another mini spoiler for you. But let's get into a little more detail. SoFi Invest is basically a one-stop shop for all things investing. It's made up of four main categories: active investing, automated investing, retirement accounts, and even crypto. We'll get to those in just a moment, but first let's talk about what all those accounts have in common. One thing I think is super cool and doesn't get talked about enough is that SoFi offers free access to a financial planner. All you have to do is make an appointment right in the app, and you'll be connected with someone who can advise you on which investments would best suit your goals. The ability to talk with an expert at almost any time is a huge perk, especially if you're new to the world of investing. It makes sense too, because in general, SoFi aims to be a more social platform for investing. For example, if you open the Invest section of the app, you'll see activity from other users, like what stocks they're buying, when they're selling, and if they're adding certain investments to their watch list. You can even leave comments on their activity. It's a unique way to make investing more social, but it is a bit of a double-edged sword. I like the idea of making investing more widely accepted, and seeing what your friends are up to is a great way to do that. On the other hand, I think it's dangerous to base your own investments on what others are doing rather than your own research. Fortunately, if you don't care about what everybody else is up to, you can switch off the social features altogether. Lastly, SoFi Invest lets you add funds instantly. If you decide to transfer money from an external bank into your Invest account, $1,000 of that will be instantly available and ready for you to use immediately. Anything over that amount will take the traditional 4 days, but for those quick trades, this is a nice feature to have. And if you have a SoFi Money account, your instant funding limit goes from $1,000 all the way up to $50,000. By the way, to see my full review of SoFi Money, be sure to click the link up above, right up there. Now, let's get back to the individual categories SoFi Invest offers, starting with active investing. This is the one most people will start with, so we'll spend most of our time here. Like several other apps out there, SoFi Invest allows you to search for individual stocks, purchase them, and sell them all with zero commission fees. Now, when you first open SoFi Invest, you'll notice a couple of pretty interesting features right off the bat. First, near the bottom of the page, you'll get to see a section called Learn. This is SoFi's education center, and if this is your first time investing, it's a great introduction to stocks, ETFs, investing strategies, crypto, and quite a bit more. Next, you'll be able to see a few sections for finding stocks. There's a place for the most popular ones like Amazon, Tesla, and Apple. There's another for trending stocks, which is a list of the top stocks a lot of people have recently purchased. There's even a section called Collections, which are stocks organized by categories, making it very easy to discover new stocks. For example, there's a biotech collection, a dividend growers collection, and one called pot tickers. I'll let you figure out what that one means. All of this just adds to the social aspect SoFi is going for, and I gotta say it works really well. There's something about the way these stocks are presented that just makes it less intimidating for first-time investors. Finally, right alongside the others is a section called SoFi ETFs. In case you didn't know, ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund, and they're basically a curated collection of individual stocks. When you buy into an ETF, you're investing in multiple companies at once, sometimes hundreds of them. This gives you instant and simple diversification. SoFi currently has 5 ETFs to choose from, starting with the SoFi Select 500. This is a collection of 500 of the largest publicly traded companies out there. It's very similar to an S&P 500 index fund. Next is the SoFi Next 500, which is very similar, but its 500 companies are considered mid-sized with a lot of potential to grow in the future. Now here's where things get interesting. The SoFi Top 50 ETF is a collection of the top 50 most widely held US stocks on SoFi Invest. This is updated monthly. Basically, the more popular a stock is amongst your fellow investors, the more likely it is to be part of this ETF. Then there's the Gig Economy ETF, which is composed of companies like Square, Airbnb, and Shopify. SoFi thinks that these companies are ushering in the future of online payments and shopping, so if you agree, this is a great ETF to go for. Finally, there's the TGIF fund, and yes, it stands for exactly what you think, and no, it doesn't mean that a new episode of Full House or Family Matters is about to come on.
It's Friday night, and the mood is right.
Am I showing my age by saying that? Basically, this is a bunch of companies that pay dividends every, you guessed it, Friday. It's meant to be a kind of income ETF, which means as long as the fund is doing well, it's like getting a payday every week. Speaking of dividends, SoFi does support DRIPs, or dividend reinvestment plans. Normally, if you own a stock that pays dividends, you get that money deposited into whatever account you want. But with a DRIP, you can have those dividends automatically reinvested into buying more stock, which I think is a great idea. You can turn this on or off based on your preference, but it's certainly a great option to have. All right, so now we've got a good idea of what SoFi Invest offers, but what about the actual buying process? Well, SoFi does make it very easy to both buy and sell individual stocks. Plus, not only can you buy stock on a per share basis, SoFi also supports fractional shares, which they call stock bits. These allow you to buy part of a share rather than the whole thing. This is perfect if you want to invest, say, $10 into a company whose shares would otherwise cost thousands. Amazon. I should point out that while fractional shares are available for the biggest and most popular companies, they aren't offered on many of the smaller ones. This ease of purchasing is also true of ETFs, which is as simple as hitting the buy button and choosing how much you want to put in. Now let's touch on the other options SoFi Invest offers. First is automatic investing, which is kind of like SoFi's answer to Wealthfront or Betterment. Another word you might hear for these services is robo-advisor. But what makes SoFi's offering unique is that unlike most other robo-advisors, there's no management or advisory fees whatsoever. None. No fees. None. Now, if you're wondering why you choose automatic investing over active, the answer is simple: convenience. SoFi's robo-advisor service is a completely hands-off way to invest. All you have to do is choose a goal, like long-term wealth or short-term gains, put some money in and let SoFi do the rest. The automatic investing account also includes retirement accounts, though you can manage them yourself if you want. Right now, SoFi offers 3 IRAs, traditional, Roth, and SEP. I won't get into what each of those types of accounts can do for you, but if you're already on board with SoFi's other offerings, these are a great way to save for retirement all within the same platform. Also, if you're curious about Roth IRAs, I have a video explaining exactly what they are here. The last thing to cover is SoFi's ability to trade cryptocurrency. Obviously, crypto is all the rage right now, so I'm not surprised that SoFi decided to get in on all the action.
Fair enough, you'd want a piece of all the action.
I won't get into the pros and cons of buying cryptocurrencies in general. That would take hours and way too many diagrams, but I will say that SoFi makes it very easy. Just like all their other active investing options, it's as simple as hitting that good old buy button. Right now though, SoFi only offers limited cryptocurrencies, with the most notable being the 2 biggest, Bitcoin and Ethereum. There are also fees for buying them. Currently, it's 1.25%. With all this good stuff SoFi Invest has to offer, surely there must be some downsides, right? Well, there are, but not very many. I do want to make it clear that while there are no fees for trading individual stocks, there are management fees for SoFi's ETFs. Certain ones don't charge that fee for the first year, and these types of fees are very standard in the industry. But still, be sure to look at the fine print for any ETF you might be considering and take that into consideration. That print is so fine. And while buying stocks is a breeze, there are only 2 types of orders you can make: market orders and limit orders. That will do fine for most people, but you won't find any stop loss or stop limit buying options here. But that's more advanced stuff anyways. And when it comes to automatic investing, SoFi doesn't offer any tax loss harvesting. That's not the worst thing in the world, but there are some other robo-advisors out there that do offer it, and it can make a big difference in the amount of taxes you will pay every year. Finally, when it comes to cryptocurrency investing, there is no way to transfer crypto in or out of SoFi's platform. Many crypto platforms do allow this, and some charge zero fees to do it, but SoFi currently has no plans to implement this feature. So while you can buy and sell, you can't transfer, and there is a fee. Still, the hassle of using another crypto platform may be enough to make these trade-offs worthwhile, especially if you already have a SoFi account. All right, let's wrap it up. We've covered a lot of ground here, and it's no wonder. SoFi's investing platform is massive. From the ability to buy stock bits to fully managing a retirement account to buying Bitcoin, you'll be able to satisfy just about all of your investing desires. Even better, if you pair SoFi Invest with SoFi's other offerings like SoFi Money and SoFi Credit Card, the value is even greater. How many times can I say SoFi in one sentence? That's gotta be a record. As a recent note, I mentioned in a recent video that SoFi is going public soon by way of a merger with a special purpose acquisition company, or SPAC. This particular company is backed by a very successful and well-known investor, Chamath Palihapitiya. Now, if you think that SoFi's platform is worth investing in, I would definitely encourage you to check out the SPAC itself. Whether you decide to invest is totally up to you, but if you do, you can find it under the ticker symbol IPOE. Then, once the merger goes through, your shares of IPOE will automatically convert to SoFi shares. All right, brace yourselves, because here's the bottom line. If you're looking for a great investing app, especially after the whole Robinhood fiasco that was in the news lately, I think SoFi Invest is a phenomenal way to get into it. Whether you're a seasoned pro or before watching this video you thought stock market was just a store that sold delicious soup.
This guy makes the best soup in the city, Jerry, the best. You know what they call him?
SoFi Invest. As always, there's no fees for opening an account, so you can try it out yourself. If you use the link in the description, you'll get $50 for free when you sign up and fund your Invest account. And if you found this review and info helpful, please like the video and subscribe for more money-related content on my channel. And if you've ever used SoFi for yourself, please leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear your experience. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. And fade.